How do you end a season of anime? It's a question with as many potential answers as you could possibly think of. Sometimes you end on an incredibly tense note, like the end of Dandadan's first season. Other times you wrap up the current arc and look ahead, like the end of Frieren Season 1. Regardless of how you go about it, I know one thing: it's really hard to get right. At its core, you're balancing two seemingly incompatible things. You need to wrap up in a relatively satisfying way, while still teeing up potential future seasons. These two impetuses tug at one another, eternally at odds. Bocchi the Rock manages to check both boxes, but not in the way you'd expect. Its finale starts out looking like it's opting for a big, culminating moment of a finish, but then it completely pulls the rug out from under you and veers into a quieter, more emotional, and ultimately vastly more satisfying ending. I can't say too much more without cutting into the meat of my point, so let's just start with the breakdown of Bocchi the Rock's final episode. Episode 12, Morning Light Falls on You, begins with a bang. Opting not for an OP, it jumps right into Kasoku Band's Culture Festival performance. As Kita sings about time passing by, we get to see Bocchi live her dream. She's performing to a big crowd with her band. Right from the start, this has been what Bocchi imagined as she spent countless hours playing and posting to her online channel. With her family and friends supporting her, this is truly a triumphant moment for our heroine. But the performance is not without a challenge, as during the second song, one of her guitar strings breaks. Kita covers for her for a moment before Bocchi improvises a solution to great effect. The victorious vibes are back and better than ever. I love this shot of Bocchi taking in the moment, especially the minute dust particles in the air. She's finally letting herself bask a little in how far she's come. Now, if we paused it here, this could be a very feasible note to end Season 1 of Bocchi the Rock on, right? Bocchi has summited the mountain and is basking in the adoration of her fans and classmates. Put a bow on it and call it a day, and this is still a pretty awesome end to these 12 episodes. But that's the obvious way to do things, and it doesn't really fit the anime's overall tone. Also, where would you go from here if you were to make a second season? No, this won't do. Instead, Bocchi panics after being asked to speak to the audience and tries to crowd surf as a last resort, face-planting spectacularly in the process. Now that's more like the Bocchi the Rock that I know. That faceplant is the turning point of the episode, where we ratchet down from the triumph of the concert and pivot to the quieter moments that are going to take this finale from good to great. It starts with Kita visiting Bocchi in the infirmary. In this quiet moment, Bocchi does something that she has been hesitant to do throughout the show. She vocalizes one of her fears and says it to Kita. "You got so good so fast." We know Bocchi, so we know what she is thinking. She's afraid that Kita is going to outgrow her one day, or at least outgrow her teaching, their bond together. Kita sees this too, and immediately assuages Bocchi's concerns. She finishes by calling her Hitori, a further reinforcement of the bond between them. The whole scene is a minute and a half long, but it tells us so much about our protagonist and how she has changed. The real focal point of the first season of Bocchi the Rock is a slow shift that occurs in Bocchi's mindset. In the beginning, she is driven by visions of fame and success that are extremely singular. She plays alone and exists as a guitarist solely online. Her dreams are directly born out of her real life, which itself is extremely isolated. As she is dragged almost kicking and screaming into the new world of Kasoku Band and Starry, her entire set of dreams and aspirations also change. She wants the band to succeed for everyone's sake, and begins to consider the dreams of those around her. This final episode directly mirrors that season-long trend, shifting from Bocchi's actualization of her original dream to this moment with Kita in the infirmary and everything that comes after it. This is not the Hitori that we started with. The old Hitori would never trust someone else enough to share even that little fragment of her fears with them. And seeing Kita pick up on that and rush to comfort her is beautiful. The back half of the episode only serves to further reinforce this idea. Bocchi's family reveals that they know about her online channel and support her, and give her the revenue from her videos, pulling up the imaginary curtain separating Bocchi the guitarist from her family. The final portion of the episode is spent with the band visiting a music shop to find Bocchi a new guitar. It doesn't feel like the closing moments of a season of anime, but I think that's the point. What better way to end things than by showing Bocchi with the real treasure she has accumulated over these last 12 episodes? The quiet moments with her close friends. And when Bocchi finally gets her new guitar, Ryo shows how much they've all come to understand each other by vocalizing that Bocchi just wants to go home. After the credits roll, what is the last line we get? Another day at the job. Mundanity. But beautiful mundanity. Because just to get here, so much had to change with our heroine. The first time I watched this episode, I was almost a little underwhelmed. Why undercut such a climactic moment with 10 minutes of slice of life content? Now, a little over a year after watching it for the first time, I look forward to that last 10 minutes every time I revisit the show. This is the special sauce that makes Bocchi the Rock so wonderful. The music is loud and gripping and superb, but the quiet moments are delicate and thoughtful and meaningful. Each half amplifies the other in return, making magic in the process. At the end of it, we have my favorite show, with one of my favorite finales ever. I hope you feel the same, and thanks for watching. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel would help me tons. And have a great rest of your day. I'm SlamAnime, have a good one.